XLM holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. We're going to analyze, XLM's price, understanding what's happening, and of course what we could be expecting as we do go into Wednesday morning. Thank you for all your support, for tuning in on a regular day-to-day basis. Continue supporting, and I got you guys covered on these daily updates. But looking across the board, it's been, I think, 3 to 4 days since we last spoke about XLM. A lot has happened since then, not just for XLM, but for the entire market. But let's really sit together and see where we currently are and what we could be expecting. So as we can see, there is obviously a lot of green. Altcoins are going insane, a lot of excitement coming in, and it's pretty much like that over the last, week and a half. If you look at it, you can see for yourself, we are seeing double-digit gainers across the board. Now, if you're looking at XLM, on the other hand, XLM is up 2.3% over the course of the last 24 hours, also up 1.6% in Bitcoin Comparative. Valuation slowly but surely approaching the $10 billion mark, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $295 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So I've said this in my HBAR analysis update. If you do watch, my HBAR updates, you guys are aware as to, what I really speak about in that. So if not, obviously we'll kind of cover that. There's a big, similar pattern that I'm noticing between XLM and HBAR. I'm only using these two as an example because, they are obviously a competitor to one another. Both are obviously their own blockchains. Both are US-based projects, and if you kind of take a comparison between the two, very similar price action. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of other altcoins, a lot of other utility projects that are outpacing XLM and HBAR. Like I said, I'm using just two of these as an example, but there's a lot of other utility projects that are kind of lagging behind the overall market. So let's kind of go back in time. What were we seeing prior to Donald Trump coming into the office? Because that is that moment where we did see Q4 of last year where things just went crazy parabolic for the crypto markets. Before that, it was still choppy levels for multiple, pretty much I would say the entire market. So this time around, something similar happening. I indicated this in my other analysis update. Believe it or not, meme coins are gaining a lot of retail interest yet again. Just look at the way meme coins are outpacing altcoins right now. You can see, Pepe, WIF, Bonk. You can see Sheeb. There's a lot of these, meme coins that are like outpacing the utility projects, and you do tend to see runs that last. Sometimes it's like the utility run, then it's going to slow down, and then meme coin run happens. And right now, I think we're seeing memes really picking up that traction, and then we're going to see those funds flowing into utility projects. Why are meme coins so interesting, and why are they having so much demand? Because of course, you can make some explosive amount of money into your portfolio, and that is why so much interest is there. I know a lot of people that accumulate utility projects don't like that, but honestly, I don't think meme coins are going anywhere. I think meme coins are going to stay for good in the crypto space. Obviously, none of them really have any utility. It's just all like supply and demand. It's all run off of hype factor. So of course, long term, a lot of these meme coins, I would say 99.9% of them are going to fail. And this is where the utility projects really have that long-term potential. So what I would suggest at the end of the day, this is just a tip. If you're making like life-changing gains on the meme coin side, when you lock in profits and you still obviously are in crypto for long term, look into projects that are building, that have like that real world use case, and kind of diversify into those. If you're looking at the dominance here, you're looking at the dominance continuing to fall. I mentioned how bullish this really is, and we actually set a new monthly low for the dominance at 61.97%. We're obviously holding at a very, very important support line for the dominance. If it does not hold around this range, I think a 61.18% dominance could be on the table, which means if Bitcoin stays around where it is, altcoins to go even higher. If you're looking at BTC, Bitcoin pretty much ranging around this $103,000 price point. We have seen a rejection at 105K a few different times, so that's that. But if you're looking at XLM, I watched my last update before, I made this update, because like I said, it's been like a few days. So I kind of wanted to see what we've discussed in our previous update. At that time, the price of XLM was sitting literally at this 24 cents price point. And since then, you did see XLM go up a staggering 33%, guys. A 33% increase in just a matter of just a little over a week is insane for a project like XLM, because of course it's not a small cap by any means. But I indicated to you guys a very specific target in that update. It was around the 31 cents. And look where we currently are. We're exactly at the 31 cents. We did break out of that 31 cents initially. We went up to 33.3 cents, but obviously we did see a little bit of a cool off. But look where we got supported by that resistance, that was coming in our way. So nice steady increase. Obviously nothing explosive by any means. Obviously, the target that you need to really have on your radar is around this 41 cents. Very, very important level to break out of, because I think, this could take us up to, the yearly highs. And that itself is still a 31% increase from where we are. But the fact that, we turned this key resistance into support, I'm liking that. And I still do project that, we will be retesting some of these timeframes. It might not be as fast as, some of these other coins that are exploding, especially meme coins. But we need to understand that, utility projects and meme coins are completely different. Obviously, memes have much more risk. So, higher risk, higher reward. But so far, so good. I like what I'm seeing here with XLM. Like I said, you're kind of balancing itself with the overall market. So anyone that's going to come out and say, XLM's not doing anything, I really hope you guys take a look at it on the monthly time frame. It speaks a lot of volume. But let me know down below what you guys think. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.